So today's class, I wanted to focus around the idea of foundation. And I think it's always fun with yoga to do extravagant different things, but at the end of the day, having a strong foundation in your poses, in your flow, is what matters. And that can extend also mentally, spiritually, um, who you surround yourself with, how you go about everyday life. We bringing it back to the basics and focusing on foundation. So in today's flow, we're gonna go through each thing slowly and really focus on what is holding us up. So take a moment to settle in, release the day, the weekend to the mat. And starting with some deep breaths. Inhale, exhale. Recentering ourselves back down to the mat, down to the earth. The main foundation for us all, if you think about it. And feel free to stay here if it's comfortable for you. If you would like to join me in a reclined butterfly position, you can bend your knees up, put the soles of your feet on the ground, opening up your legs. Each knee falls to either side of the mat. And if you would like it more supported in the studio, you can use blocks. And at home, if you have any pillows or something you want under your knees, it can make it more restorative. And you continue these deep breaths. If you've joined in butterfly, how it feels with stretching or in the thigh and your groin. And if you've stayed just in a reclined sort of shavasana pose, I guess, just how your body feels lying down, touching the mat, touching the earth. Just checking in with yourself before we start with some more movement. And continuing these deep breaths. On the next inhale, if you're in butterfly, you can bring your hands to close your knees back together. Bring your feet back hip distance apart. If you're lying down, bend your knees, bring your feet hip distance apart. And we're going to slowly sway our knees from side to side. So exhale as it goes down to one side. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, down to the other side. And take this slowly in your own breath. Exhale down. Inhale back to center. If you have space around you, you can keep your arms in a T shape. And if it's okay for your neck, you can rotate your neck and look in the opposite direction that your knees are swaying in. Continuing to sink into your breath. The slower, the better. And we'll continue with a few more of these. And on the next inhale, we come back to center Bring our knees in for a good squeeze, giving ourselves a hug, maybe rolling around on the floor a bit. And either rolling over to your side or with your hands under your thighs and rolling forward, give yourself a swing up, and we meet in a seated position, Sukhasana. Finding a comfortable position here. Readjusting to being back up. And once we've all met in Sukhasana, on an inhale, we're going to bring our right arm up to the sky. Exhale, we bend over to the left side. Inhale, arm comes up. Exhale, arm goes back down to the right. We'll do the same on the other side. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, bend to the right. Inhale, back up. Exhale, arm to the floor. And continue this in your own breath for 2 more sets. Inhale, stretch. Inhale up. Exhale. On the next inhale, both arms come up to the sky. As we exhale, we twist to the right. Right arm comes behind us, fingertips on the mat. Left hand on the left thigh as we twist. From here, we take a deep breath. Inhaling, you imagine there's a string on the top of your head drawing you up. Exhale, see if you can twist a little more. We don't want any pain. If at any point it becomes sore, we stop or reduce. Reduce the twist or find an alternative position. And take 2 more breaths here. On the next inhale, arms come back up to the sky. We return to center. Exhale, we twist to the other side. Right arm to left thigh, left fingertips behind us. Inhale, straighten the back, rise up the head. Exhale, twist. Keep breathing. Next, inhale, arms rise back up to the center. On the exhale, we plant our palms down in front of us, rolling over to our knees, uncrossing our feet as we meet in a cat-cow. Is a cat-cow and a tabletop? We're about to do cat-cow. And on our next inhale, making sure our shoulders are over the wrists, our hips are over our knees. We inhale, bring the belly to the ground, gaze to the sky. Exhale, push away from the mat, arch the spine. And repeat. Inhale, gaze to the sky. Exhale, chin to the chest. And 1 more. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, chin to the chest. Returning back to a neutral spine position, we're going to raise our right hand to the sky as we inhale. And on an exhale, we're going to thread our right hand underneath, behind our left arm, for a thread the needle pose, resting on our right shoulder. Take a breath here. For a gentle twist. Next inhale, arm comes back out, returns back to a tabletop position. Repeat on the other side. Inhale, left arm to the sky. Exhale, thread it behind the right arm. Twist. Inhale, we return back to our tabletop position, refinding our foundation, making sure shoulders are over the wrists, knees are hip distance apart, and hips over the knees. Feeling secure here, we're going to do some Supermans. So clenching our abs, we're going to float our right arm up in front of us and our left leg behind us. And as we inhale, we crunch knee to elbow. Exhale, reach away. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, stretch. One more. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, stretch. And we return to tabletop. So on the other side, again, refinding our foundation, squeezing those abs, floating up the left hand, floating up the right leg. Inhale, we bend, we crunch, chin to the chest. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, stretch. Last one. Inhale, crunch. Exhale, stretch. And we return to tabletop. From here, remembering I still have my slippers on. From here, we're going to tuck our toes and slowly push up, finding our first downward dog. Maybe you would like to walk your dog, so alternate bending knees. And take some deep breaths. Maybe you need to widen your feet to each side of the mat. Or a little bend in your knees. On the next inhale, we're going to shift our weight to our left foot, float our right leg up into the air, bend the knee and plant the right foot between our hands. Releasing the left knee down behind us, untucking the toes, we meet in a low lunge. On an inhale, we sweep our arms up to the sky. Big breath here. Exhale, we forward fold, nose to the knee, our arms sweep out behind us for a bow. And repeat. Inhale, rise up, arms to the sky, gaze to the sky if it's okay for you now. Exhale, bow forward. Arms swoosh behind us. One more. Inhale up. Exhale, sweep the arms back. And on the next inhale, we plant our hands back either side of our front foot, tuck the back toe, push the heart up, right foot meets the left foot, downward facing dog. Maybe a little bend, maybe a little move the hips. Again, refinding that foundation. Deep breath. On the next inhale, we float our left leg up behind us, knee bends, we plant the left foot between our hands, release the back knee, release the toes. Inhale, we sweep our arms up to the sky, opening our chest. Exhale, bow, arms sweep behind. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, arms sweep. Or more. Inhale, up. Exhale, arms sweep behind. Inhale, hands plant on either side of the front foot, tuck the back toe, left foot meets the right foot, downward facing dog. Now from here, we'll shift the weight forwards, shoulders over the wrists as we meet in a high plank, and slowly keeping our elbows as close to our chests as possible, either knees up or knees down, we release our body weight to the floor. We take a moment here, release all the way to the floor, release your arms. Deep breath. From here, we plant our hands either side of our head, tuck the toes, bending back, seat to heels, knees widen to each side of the mat, child's pose. Taking a moment to check in on our bodies. How do our bodies feel after starting some movement? And continuing our deep breath. And when we're ready, we come back up, tuck the toes, we re-meet in downward facing dog. Continuing our deep breaths, gazing between the hands, we step or jump to the front of the mat, keeping our body weight low to the floor, maybe a little sway. Maybe you hold either shoulder, either elbow. And slow down the movement till we come to a still. Next inhale, we come halfway up, planting our palms onto our shins, straight back. Exhale all the way back down, bend the knees, heavy forward fold. The next inhale, plant our hands down in front of us on the mat. As we exhale, we shoot our right leg behind us. Now, either staying in this high lunge, releasing the knee as before. We rise up, inhale, arms to the sky. As we exhale, we do the same as before. Forward fold, bowing down to the mat, arms sweep behind us. Inhale, rise back up. If you have your knee on the mat, you can also have an option to lift your toes. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, bow. Inhale, rise up. Arms to the sky. As we exhale, we open up to our right side. for a short twist. Inhale back to center. Exhale, open to the left side. Take a deep breath here. Inhale, back to center. Exhale, forward fold. Our hands frame the front foot. If you're in a high lunge, you can sweep your left foot back to meet your right foot into a plank. If you're in a low lunge, you can go up into a high lunge and meet the plank. From here, same as before, knees up or knees down. We're slowly going to release our body weight to the mat. Inhale, open up the chest, pushing through the hands for a mini cobra or an up facing dog. Exhale, release the weight to the mat. Inhale, tuck the toes, bend the knees, seat to heels. Exhale, we push up, downward facing dog. Big inhale, gaze between the hands. We step or jump to the front of the mat. Big inhale, slowly rising up. Head last, if that's okay for you. Our hands meet above our heads. A prayer. Exhale, bring the prayer down to our chest. Samasthiti. Take a moment here. Feel the heartbeat with your hands if you wish. Another moment to check in with your body. When you're ready, when you're ready, I'll release our arms down either side of our torso, finding our mountain pose. Another quite core foundational pose in yoga. Want to almost spread our toes up and onto the mat as if we're spreading our fingers, which can be a bit of a weird sensation at first, but it helps grip on the mat. Closing our eyes or softening our gaze, take a moment to center our body weight between our 2 feet. Shoulders rolled back. Take a deep breath. On our next inhale, our arms rise up, hands meet in prayer above the head. And as we exhale, we forward fold, bringing the prayer down to the mat, bending the knees, heavy forward fold. Inhale, halfway up, hands on shins, flat back. Exhale, all the way back down. Next inhale, we shoot the left leg back for a high or low plank, or low plank with knee up. As we inhale, sweep the hands up to the sky. Exhale, bow forwards, arms sweep behind us. Inhale, arms to the sky, keeping those toes spread, locking in your foundation. Exhale, arms sweep behind us. One more. Inhale to the sky. Exhale, sweep behind. Keeping in a high plank or a low plank. Low lunge, sorry. We sweep up to the sky. As we exhale, we twist to the left side, opening up our body. Inhale here. Exhale. Inhale, arms come back. We face the front of our mat. Exhale, twist to the right side. Making sure our shoulders are relaxed, drawn back. Take deep breath here. Inhale, arms back to the center. Exhale, forward fold. Frame the hands, tuck the back toe. Right foot shoots back to meet the left foot as we take a vinyasa. So if you're following with me, slowly release down to the mat. Elbows squeezing in to the torso. Inhale. We open up our chest to the sky. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, tuck the toes, bend the knees, seat to heels. Take a moment here. Exhale, we push up, downward facing dog. Gazing between our hands, step or jump to the front of the mat, keeping our body heavy. So we slowly inhale, we straighten our legs, bringing our back vertebrae by vertebrae, up to standing, head last. Arms rise above the head. We meet in prayer. Bring the prayer to our chest. Putting our left hand down on our chest, our right hand over it. Take a moment to feel our heartbeat and check in with ourselves again. Hopefully by this point, our heartbeats will be a bit faster than the start of the class. Continuous deep breaths, keeping our feet in the mountain pose we established earlier, toes spread. Recenter with ourselves. Inhale. Exhale. Eyes closed or soft gaze. Continue these slow breaths. Inhale. Exhale. When you're ready, we'll continue with our flow, releasing our hands down either side of our torso. So inhale, we sweep up our hands, bending the knees, bringing our seat down into a chair position. Again, squeezing the thighs together, squeezing the abs. Strong foundation. I'm going to be so sick of hearing me say that. As we exhale, arms come down to the mat, heavy forward fold. Maybe a little sway, some move. Slow down the movement. Inhale, halfway up, palms to shins. Exhale, back down, palms to mat. As we inhale, right leg goes back. Exhale, left leg goes back to meet the right leg as we meet in plank position. Now, option here to take another vinyasa or drop down to the mat, stomach on the mat. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, release back down to the mat. Inhale, knees bend, seat to heels. Exhale, tuck the toes, push up, downward facing dog. Deep breath here. On the next inhale, our right leg floats up behind us. Bringing the knee to the chest, we plant the right foot between our hands. This time, bringing our left heel down behind us. Outside edge of the foot is parallel with the back of the mat. Front knee bent, back leg straight. We rise up, big inhale, warrior one. Holding our warrior ones. We want our hips facing the front of the mat. We don't want to be too open into warrior two territory. Arms either up, on the hips, behind, whichever you prefer. A deep breath here. Really bending into that front knee. On the next inhale, we straighten our front knee. If you have quite a wide stance here for your warrior one, like myself, you might want to bring your back leg a step forward. Keeping our front foot facing the front of the mat, the top of the mat, and our back foot is sort of facing the top left edge of the mat, so an open diagonal, not as straight as we had it behind. As we take a big inhale, rise our arms up to the sky. As we exhale, we're going to forward fold and swoosh our hands behind us like we did earlier in lunge. Hold here, inhale. Exhale. Inhale, we rise back up. From here, we're going to go into a pyramid pose. So either with your hands on your hips, which can help you make sure that your hips are continuously facing the front of the mat, or elbow to elbow, hands on each elbow behind you, reverse prayer, or clasping your hands behind your back and opening up your shoulders, bringing your chest up and forward. Deep breath in, strong abs, hips facing forward. Exhale, we forward fold. Keeping both our legs straight, but a micro bend is okay. We're holding in pyramid. You can give yourself time to try out different variations of the hands. Find what's comfortable for you. And continue deep breaths. I'm going to hold this one for a bit longer than the other poses. So it's really important, again, toes up and spread, hips facing forwards, shoulders rolled back, keeping our strong stance. Keep breathing. Inhale, we release the arms down to the mat. Exhale, let them be loose. Inhale, rising up to the sky. As we exhale, we do a twist, open to the left side. Deep breath here. Inhale, arms to the sky. Exhale, twist to the right. Deep breath. Inhale, arms up to the sky. Exhale, we forward fold, bending that front knee. Coming back onto the ball of the back of our foot as our right leg shoots back, meets the left leg. From here, either down dog, another vinyasa through plank, or knees to the mat, opening them up, pushing back, child's pose. We hold. Continuing our deep breaths, recognizing any sensations in the body. Child's pose is almost bowing down to our foundation of the earth. Taking a moment to reconnect with it. When we're ready, on the next inhale, slowly walk our hands close to our body, returning to a seated position. And before we repeat the sequence on the other side, I'd like to take a moment to do short breathing exercise. So this one, nothing special, but I would like the same thing we did when we were standing up, left hand on the chest, right hand on top, softening the gaze or closing the eyes. Take a big inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, a sort of ha. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. One more. Hold. Turning back to your natural breathing. Feeling the heartbeat in your hands. Feeling your seat bones on the mat. Doing these slow breaths. And when you're ready, you release our hands down to the mat in front of us, coming onto our knees, tucking our toes as we refine a downward dog. Bend of the knees, comfortable, pushing up and back, deep breath. Gazing between our hands, we step forward, step or jump to the front of the mat. As we inhale, slowly rising up. Exhale, mountain pose, Tadasana. Again, feet together or hip distance apart. Take a big inhale, bend the knees, seat comes down, chair pose. Rolling the shoulders back, chest is open, gazing up if that's okay for your neck. Inhale here. Exhale, forward fold, releasing it all down to the mat. Little sway, movement, slowing down, comes to a natural stop. Inhale, halfway up, hands to shins. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, left foot shoots back. Exhale, right shoots back. Taking another vinyasa. Inhale, elbows tight to the chest. Releasing our weight to the ground or pushing directly up into an upward facing dog. Push up to a cobra if you put your weight on the ground. Inhale here. Exhale, chest back to the mat. Inhale, tuck the toes, bend the knees, seat to heels. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, left leg raises the sky. Exhale, knee to the chest. We plant the left foot between our front hands. Right heel comes down, keeping the back leg straight, front leg bent. Big inhale, rise up to warrior one. Keeping our breath deep and slow. Holding a warrior one. Rolling our shoulders back. Maybe this means you need more space between your hands. Keep an open chest up to the sky. pushing into that front knee, recentering our hips, making sure they're facing as forward as possible. We hold. Deep breath. On the next inhale, we straighten the front knee, maybe taking a bit of a step forward with the back leg. Right foot in a diagonal to the right top corner of your mat. Left foot facing to the front of the mat. We're going to inhale, arms rise up. Exhale, we take the bow, arms sweep behind us. Big inhale, arms sweep back up, rising back up to the sky. Exhale, we find our preferred arm position. So if that's on the hips, elbows, press, clasp, with shoulders rolled back. Take a deep breath here. Opening our chest up to the sky, gazing upwards, whatever preferred position we chose. Next, big inhale. Exhale, we bow forward for our pyramid pose. You may need a micro bend in your front knee. And we hold. Continuing these deep breaths. Great, everyone, well done. Next inhale, we release our hands down to the mat. Big exhale here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, we open up to the right side, palms facing forwards. Inhale, arms rise up, come back to center. Exhale, we twist to the left. Full spine. Inhale, arms come back up. Exhale, forward fold. We frame the front foot. Left foot shoots back to meet the right foot, downward dog. We'll either hold downward dog here. There's option to take another vinyasa or take a child's pose. Knees stretching out to either side of that. Well done, everyone. If you've taken a vinyasa and we're in down dog, feel free to meet the rest of us in a child's pose for a few moments. On the next inhale from the child's pose, we're going to walk our hands like we did earlier back towards us, rolling up to sit. But this time, we're going to meet in a butterfly position, seated. Also palms of the feet, soles of the feet together. Now, the closer your heels are to your groin, the more intense the stretch will be. So we take a big inhale here when everyone's ready. Arms rise up to the sky. Exhale, we're going to fold over. Now, if you would like a bit more of a restorative position, you can grab a bolster or a towel or a pillow, whatever props you up with you at home, and rest your head on the top. It's easier to see it this way. Continuing on deep breaths. Taking this moment to really relax with a bit of a stretch. On the next inhale, when you're ready, slowly rise up. And I want to take a moment to have a sip of water. Anything else you may need before you lie down. And when you're ready, we're going to meet in a straddle. Straddle? Stop. Mixing up my words today. Sorry, everyone. But in the straddle position, if you're like me and you have a pelvic tilt, that's a bit too much posterior. You might want to sit on a blanket, putting the edge of your seat bones to help your pelvis tilt forwards. Now, either with a strap or just your hands, we're going to take a big inhale, arms to the sky, exhale, forward fold. If you would like a strap, you can wrap it around the balls of your feet. Bend in the knee is okay. You don't want this to be painful, just a nice stretch of the hamstrings. And take some deep breaths here. And release the strap if you have one. Next, inhale, we sweep our arms back to the sky. Exhale, we bring them in front of us, parallel to our legs. If we're sitting on anything, might want to remove it. And on the exhale, squeezing our abs as tight as we can and as slow as we can, we slowly lower down till our backs are fully on the mat. Releasing it all down to the floor. Deep breath here. On the next inhale, we bend our knees, soles of the feet to the mat, about hip distance apart. Arms are either side of our torso, palms down on the mat. So we take a big inhale, we slowly bring our hips up to the sky, pushing through the feet, pushing through the hands for a bridge pose. Deep breath here, squeezing those thighs together, squeezing those abs. Exhale, we slowly release back down to the mat, vertebrae by vertebrae. Until we're fully back on the mat. Repeat this. Inhale, slowly rise up, pushing through the hands, pushing through the feet, squeezing those thighs together. From here, you might want to stay here, or if you'd like a more restorative version, you can place a block underneath your sacrum, or you can intertwine your hands underneath your bridge, bringing your shoulder blades closer together. For a deep breath here. If you've intertwined your hands, release them back to either side of your torso. And if you've got a block, remove your block. As we slowly lower down. Back to the mat. Last one, option of your choice. Inhale. Rise up. Hips to the sky. Hold. Deep breath. Exhale. Lower the hips down. Once our hips are fully back on the mat, we're going to shift our hips to the right side of the mat, letting our knees both fall to the left. You have space around you, you can do a T shape or a cactus pose. And if it's okay for your neck, you can look to the right. Recline twist. Inhale, we rise back to center. Shifting our hips to the opposite side. And our knees fall to the right side. Gazing to the left if that's okay. Inhale, knee to come back to center. Shifting our hips back to the center of the mat. And bringing our knees for a nice squeeze, bringing them into the chest, maybe rolling around a bit. And next exhale, we bring our arms either side of our torso. Inhale, straightening our legs, feet to the sky. Deep breath here. And slowly again, squeezing those abs, we're going to lower our legs down to the mat. And you can prepare for the Shavasana, maybe putting some layers back on, blanket, cushion under your head. Releasing all our body weight down to the mat, allowing our weight to release into the foundation below us, supporting us all. When you're ready, bring some movement back, the wiggle of the toes, fingers. Maybe moving your head side to side. You have space behind you, maybe reaching your arms over your head for a big stretch, like you're waking up again. And when you're ready, curl over to your preferred side. And we'll all meet again in a seated position. So pushing yourself up from your curl on your side, coming back to seated. From here, we'll join our palms in front of our chest in prayer. Take a deep breath here, closing your eyes, softening the gaze. And thank yourself for giving yourself time today to look after yourself and be with yourself. Thank each other for sharing this practice. And most of all, I thank you for trusting me to guide you in this practice. Namaste, everybody.